Second show of the day, second glitz trying to get it started, but we are started now. That's Howie Chaney over there to my right. In the middle, Coach Tanner Nelson of the Sylvania Rams. Coach Nelson, welcome back.
Happy to be here tonight.
Hey, I did want to ask you one quick question. It really doesn't apply to your program. I started to say our program like I'm out there helping you coach. But we saw a week two occur where we saw North Jackson play well again. So for those fans that were kind of poor mouthing North Jackson, I think it's probably a pretty good football team that we've established now.
Yeah, I think they are a really good football team. Well coached. They do a lot of stuff right. They done a lot of stuff right against us, and they I think they're really good. I think they're gonna have a lot of success this year, and so they play Scottsboro well, and we'll see what happens. With them going forward. But I think they're a really good football team, and they have a lot of upside this year.
Tried and tested is one thing about this Sylvania team. Only one game in, but against the North Jackson team. Mr. Chaney, why don't you take over the questioning from there?
Yeah, Coach Nelson, you're coming off of a bye week. How do you feel like you've done as far as self-evaluating yourself from the first game to now?
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff to clean up, and we made some changes, and we moved some guys around, and we still got several injuries. We got a couple that's going to be questionable going into Friday. So, we had to move a couple of guys around for injuries, and we're excited to play again. We're excited to have another chance to go out there and pick up a win and really get this season back on track. So, we're excited. Had a really good week so far this week. We still had to, really today we still had a couple things we had some question marks on just because we didn't know who would be practicing, and we had to move a guy or two around today. But we're I think we're in the right mindset, ready to play a good Holly Pond team. They had a big win last week, so we need a good Wednesday and a good Thursday to have a chance to go out and get a big win Friday to start the year off.
So Holly Pond had a big win this past Friday night. Did you actually go and watch them in person, or have you watched film?
On film.
Who did they beat this past week? I didn't hear the score.
They beat Hansville.
So what? Give us a little rundown on Holly Pond. What do you expect from them as far as offense and defense wise?
They do a lot of great things, offense and defensively. They got a quarterback, 15. He's a pretty good player. He does he's going to make some plays happen when there's nothing there. Number 11 is a really good player. They kind of use him in that wing spot. He's going to make some plays. He threw a touchdown pass last week from the wing spot. Number 4, downhill player, runs hard. He'll make plays happen. Up front they're very big. It's gonna be a tough game right there up against them. They got big linemen who we're gonna have to block and get on and turn them because they're not just gonna. We're not gonna touch them. They're gonna move out of the way. So they're gonna be really good and fired up coming off a big win. So you never know, but I think we've had a really good week so far. And like I said, we didn't have a good Wednesday and Thursday still, and to get ready for Friday, get in that win column for the year.
Let's flip over to the defensive side. What do they run on the defensive side?
They're multiple, mostly, they're one high, and depends what formation you get in. So some of that stuff, we'll kind of see and kind of see how they adjust to some of our stuff. So I think some of that's still going to be a question mark because some of the stuff, how they lined up, I don't think they're going to exactly line up that way against us. But so we got a couple plans in place if they give us this. So, we'll be ready for what they give us.
So they have a lot of players that goes both ways.
Yes, they got several guys that go both ways. So, uh, they play very hard. I think they can condition pretty good, and they're going to be it's going to be a game. I think they're going to they ain't had a lot of success the past year or two, so I think they're coming here. I mean, really nothing to lose, ready to make a name for themselves. A new coach, and I think he does a great job with them guys. Getting them in the right spot, and on film they look very confident in what they're doing. So, we'll see what happens come Friday.
And we'll round this out and go to Randy after this. On the special team side, they got a pretty good kicker, punter? Was you able to see any of that?
Yeah, they do several different things. Specialty wise, kicker he's gonna kick it down about the 20, 15, 20. Punter, he kicks a good ball down there. So they got several guys, and they got all these guys on playing special teams who's gonna get down there and make a play. So we gotta be able to block, and we gotta be able to go tackle them, because if we don't, if we lock them through there, they're gonna return one. So, we got to be ready to go and ready to make a play when their number's called. So, specialty wise, I think we've had a really good week. We've practiced a lot of stuff, kind of how they're gonna maybe play us, or so we got a couple things still to clean up a little bit tomorrow. But overall, I think we've had a good week, specialty wise.
I wanted to make sure to ask about the punter wise, because I'm hoping they're punting a whole lot come Friday night.
I hope so. So hopefully we can get a return and really get some momentum going on punt return, and that sometimes that's a game changer. Return one or get a big return and set the offense up with a good field down there, and I think some of that stuff will help us. Especially early, get some momentum going. After our last performance, I think we need something to kind of really get us going, and I think something like that we can definitely do. If everybody does what they're supposed to be doing. So that's. But yeah, we just have to. That was our main focus. Do what you're supposed to be doing. You're not worried about this other guy. Do your job, and if you do your job, we're able to have success over here. So it takes all 11. If one guy don't do what they're supposed to be doing, that play don't work. So it takes all 11 for us to have success on that play.
Randy, what do you got for Coach?
Hey, Coach. You got a new coach at Holly Pond. I think you got 2 films now, and they only have one on you. Is there something to a first-year coach in breaking down film that you could find in their old team? Would it be smart for someone maybe to look at where he was at before, or maybe go look at Collinsville for you? Or is that just you're a head coach now? It looks way different than it did as an assistant.
Right. Yeah, we definitely do our homework on these guys, and really kind of see what their background is, and kind of when things get tough, what do they like to go to, and so we've done all that homework, and I think we got a really good plan going into Friday, and I think we're doing the right stuff. We're on the right track to have a good night on Friday. So. We still got a long way between now and Friday. We still have several things we still have to do. But I like where we're at. On a Tuesday, we still got a day or two to, really get everything, really just cleaned up and be ready to go Friday against a good team. So they're going to come in here with a lot of momentum, like we said, after a big win. So. But yeah, going back to your question, yes, we do our homework on opposing coaches and some coordinators and all that. Because when things get tough, everybody likes to hang their hat on something. So we definitely do our homework on that, and hopefully we have even though they you can look back in old film, and if they've done something in the past on if it's third and long, and you look back and they've done this on third and long, then they may go back to that because they know that. So, we definitely do all that to really give our guys the best chance to be successful every Friday.
Last week it sounded like you were going to open up some, for lack of a better word, competition in a few spots. Has there been someone that's kind of seized the moment this week that we might see a little more of that we didn't see in week one?
Yeah, we've had a couple guys who've kind of stepped up. They ain't been in a starting position. They've kind of stepped up, and still today we've had a couple injuries that we still don't know if they're going to play or not. So, we've had several guys who stepped up and kind of got a spot going into Friday, and some of that's just due to injuries, and some just because they've outworked who was in front of them. So it's a nice mixture in there, and we still gotta. Guys, we still got to be working hard and really continue to get better and continue to build depth in them positions and continue to do all the small things to really give us a chance to win Friday. So, we've had a really good week, and players they've really worked hard in the weight room, on the practice field, and the film room. To everybody's watching tape. Everybody's I think that week off was a good week. Everybody kind of refresh and really get back going, because now we're in 9 weeks straight right here. So, we can't have another, bad night, a bad drive here, a bad drive there. Everything matters going forward. And that was our message to the team. Whatever we're doing, you have to be locked in. You have to be focused. You have to be ready to make that play when your number's called. So, I think the message was good. I think the players are really fired up to get back and have another chance to go out there and do some things Friday night. Hopefully we got all that stuff cleaned up and they're ready to make some plays.
Coach, I know coming into the season you liked your backfield depth, of course, with Aiden in front of that. Do you go in, and I'm not looking for game plan details. I'd rather for you to surprise Holly Pond with that than tell me about it. But do you kind of have a pattern you're looking at now, or who's going to get how many carries, or is it just when you see the hot hand, you're going to seize on it?
Yeah, we go in every game with a set kind of number of touches, kind of where we kind of like for everybody to be. And, of course, that's going to change whether it's more or less. Or like last week, we didn't have many offensive plays. So, some of that stuff is going to be a little bit off, and we have a hot hand. We're going to give that guy the ball, or whatever. So even though we like to have we go in every game with a set number. Some of that stuff's going to change, and we like our backfield. We feel like we got 4 or 5 guys who can play back there, and maybe we may see some stuff tomorrow night. Not going to give anything away, but we may see a couple of different things back there come Friday.
Coach, as a first-year coach, was it the hardest week of your life having a bye week in week 2? Because I can imagine you've been itching to play ever since last Friday night. So was this week just like chewing nails for you and the staff?
It was, but I think that's any time you have a loss, you're ready to get back and have another chance to go out there and win the next week. So we've been really 2 good weeks of practice, getting ready for Friday, and we're going to be hopefully we're ready. That's what you never know till Friday gets here, but I think we're doing the right stuff to give our guys the best chance to be successful come Friday. So we're going to have 2 really good days coming up, and we'll see what happens Friday.
What is your and this last question, Howie, I'll come to you after this. Not to keep you too long, Coach, but what's your Thursday right like? I know some coaches still like to go a little bit on Thursday. Coach Van was, hey, we're going to be on our feet for 45 minutes and off of them. Some coaches like a full practice. What's your philosophy about Thursday?
We do, kind of a walk through, kind of upbeat though. We're still running around, but it's more of a walk through type format. About 45 minutes, and that's kind of what we do. We go in the morning, so we get it out of the way and get everybody's legs kind of back under them in the afternoon. So I think that's really good, and we do, but walk through in the morning about 45 minutes, and they kind of have an afternoon to kind of recovery and ice and do all that kind of stuff. So, get ready to play on Friday. So, so we've changed a couple things around since last week. Nothing really wrong, but just we've tweaked a few things to maybe give the guys a better chance to be successful on Friday.
Well, Howie, I'm really old because our Thursday in high school, we didn't have to run sprints. Was the only difference is we didn't run sprints and we got 2 water breaks on Thursday. So, coach is the modern era. It's figured out there's something to this health and conditioning. Mr. Chaney, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach Nelson, your captains, are you going to have the same captains every week, or how do you choose your captains?
It's kind of on a week-to-week basis, So we'll have 4 different captains Friday. So we'll, it's kind of there's a lot of different things that go into that. Some of it's just off field and kind of who's had a good week, and who's got the guys ready to go, and we'll have 4 different captains this week, and I think they've had a really good week, and everything they do matters. They have to be able to lead, and they have to, when things get tough, they can't drop their head. And I think we have a great senior group. Even though we didn't play our best, they came in the next Monday ready to go and ready to get better and asking questions and wanting to know why this didn't happen or this didn't happen. And, all that stuff matters, and that's what we want to know. There's no dumb question. That's something that if you don't understand, ask it. So, but a great group, and that, going back to your question, all that's it's kind of week to week basis. So,
when will the captains know they are captains, or when will you let them know?
We'll let them know tomorrow or Thursday morning. So after we get doing our walkthrough.
So when you send the captains out, and do you tell them what to choose, heads or tails, or defer, or all that, or do you just leave it up to the players?
No, I usually tell them kind of defer, or we want the ball, or all that, and they. So and some of that's game to game, or kind of if we want the ball or we want to defer, and kind of how we feel kind of going into it. So some of that stuff changes, but but that's week to week basis and all that going in. If we want the ball or we're going to defer.
I didn't know if you actually told them, said, all right, you're going to go out there, you're going to call heads, and once we win it, you're going to defer, and we're going to receive the ball in the second half.
No, the referees, they most of the time they come to you just to make sure they ain't just going crazy out there and just go on their own. So I haven't had that where we won the toss and they said something crazy, and but most of the time the referees, they kind of know what you're thinking going into it. So just in case he says something, that they're able to help him out a little bit.
Hey, Coach, I don't think it won't happen because I was micing a kickoff or a coin toss one time, and the young man went nuts, and the referee looked at him and said, "That's not what your coach told you to do." So it's happened a few times. Go ahead, Al.
I'm sure it will happen before I'm done coaching, but
his quarterback wanted the ball in a rainstorm. I'll put it that way. So.
Yeah. Well, playing there at Sylvania, a majority of your games are going to be there. I know weather condition has a lot to do with it, but which direction would you rather your team be going in?
We like to start back to scoreboard, so on kickoff or return. So fourth quarter, we can see the scoreboard when we're coming into it. I think some of that stuff matters, especially late in the game. We got several games on our schedule where it may be a late in the fourth quarter game, kind of how 2 weeks was. It was late. Anything could have happened there. And, we had a couple of bad breaks here and there and a couple penalties. And hopefully we got all that cleaned up because you never know when that's going to happen again. So we got to be ready to make them plays and, go down and score and win a game.
Speaking of the penalties, what, and you may not want to answer this, but what are the consequences for the team as far as maybe personal foul penalties and stuff like that?
Well, there's a couple different things we do. We're not, I'm not going to go too far right here, kind of what we do. And one of the penalties, we didn't get due to an injury, so we didn't get to really take care of that. But we didn't forget about it. So hopefully, we'll get him back at some point. And we didn't forget about that penalty down there. But we'll get that taken care of. Hopefully soon. Some of the stuff, is kind of it's hard to say that this is, because some of that stuff it's not always the same. So, I'm not big on, a set thing just because it may not, whether it's a personal foul, and this personal foul may look different from this one. So it's hard to have an exact punishment for that. But, that's what we tell our guys, you got to make the right choices. If they do something to you, you can't react because sometimes that's just what they're trying to do. So, even though, it's a cheap shot, whatever, you just can't react. You just have to be the bigger guy and just walk off because we can't have a 15-yard penalty here, a 15-yard penalty there just because they said this or they said that. So, that was we had kind of the talk past week or so. Hey guys, we have to be smart. We can't just go rogue and just do kind of what we want to do or somebody says this, you just got to be quiet and play the next play.
I know Randy's been around the business for many, many years and watched a lot of high school football, and he'll probably be one of the first ones to tell you that usually the first person will get away with it, second person gets caught.
I think that's kind of what happened last week on one of ours. So, but we still have to be better, and that's what we talk about. It's you get caught. That's how it is. You're going to get caught if you do it. So, we have to be better, and we can't have penalties. We've really worked hard about cleaning all our penalties up. We had several that was just kind of just sloppy. Of course, we're going to get a penalty in the game, but we have to fix stuff that we can control, and that's some home calls, that's offsides, a false start, and on sportsmanlike, we just can't do it. So we've worked. We've had 2 good weeks and cleaning all that up and better conditions. So we'll kind of see where we're at Friday.
So, Howie, Coach, is from my perspective, an offsides when you have the snap count is one of the most infuriating penalties. Do you see it that way? Just to jump offside when you know the snap count?
Yeah, because especially the defensive linemen, because they're there looking at the ball. It's kind of like a receiver false starting out there or nothing offsides. You're looking at the ball. You can't. That's what we tell them. You can't hear what the quarterback's saying when you have a big crowd. So, I've never understood how a receiver jumps. That just kind of. That's probably why I have all this gray hair, just because of stuff like that. But that I don't understand that. I've never understood that, how somebody just you're looking at the ball. I mean, it's just hard to explain. I mean, maybe somebody knows the answer why you do that, but I don't know, because it's.
You will see it on Saturday. You'll see it on Sunday too, Coach. I just
I know it happens, but it's just I don't have the reason why it happens, because they can see the ball. I mean, it's not.
I don't know how it happens to nose tackles and defensive tackles when they're 8 inches away from the football there and they
It,
jump.
it does, and once again, it's one of the things where I don't know the reason why. I mean, because they're right there. It's not paying attention. It's not focused. It's there's several different things that maybe go into that, but we have to be better, and that's what we have to control what we can control. And that's something that we can control. And that we do it at practice. We go on two, and we freeze, and we do all that. To hopefully give our guys, not so we don't jump, because this week they're going to go on two at some point, and they're going to shift, or they're going to do something that's going to. We have to be focused enough, to attention detailed enough, that we don't move to the ball moves, and then it's go make a play. So, we work on all that, and hopefully that work will translate on Friday nights to clean some of that up. Overall we had several in the jamboree. I think we cleaned it up a little bit last week, and but we still have work to do.
One more thing about the penalties, and then we'll get off of it. Do you feel like that a lot of the penalties could have been because first game jitters, plus you got a lot of new players that are starting that they had a lot of playing time in the past couple of years, but they've never really started?
It could have been, but that's what we tell our guys. If you're on the field, it's because we have enough trust in you that you're going to do stuff right, and that goes back to every. That's what we tell them. That camera don't lie, so you're not going to cheat. You can't cheat out there. I mean, you have to do what you're supposed to be doing. If we're running a slant or whatever that route is, if you're not going the right distance on it, now you go, okay, that's a problem. Okay, and we have to fix that. Or if you're not blocking this guy and you're supposed to be so all that stuff matters. And whether quarterback, you're on your drop, your read, and we have to do what we're coached to do. And it's so much easier when you just do what the plan says, what the play says, and how to block it. And we've worked against blocking all these fronts. Every front they could throw at us Friday, we've worked it. So until Friday gets here and you see what they're doing, because they don't always align exactly how they do on a film. Because we'll see how they align and be ready to adjust and ready to make plays. And this Friday we really just want, as a staff, we want to see guys competing every single play, getting after it. Ready to be that guy, ready to step up, say, hey, I'm the guy in this position, or whatever that case looks like. But that's kind of how we've tested them this week and say, hey, we want somebody to step up. So we're going to see Friday who steps up and who's ready to grab it and take off, and ready to get this season kind of kicked off with a win.
Yeah, we kind of spoke about it last week. Yeah, you'd love to win the North Jackson game, but it really didn't mean anything as far as your playoff potential going into the playoffs and everything. So your season really starts this week with Holly Pond being a region game and everything. And with Holly Pond coming in, how many players do they have? Do they have a pretty good size team, or are they kind of a smaller 3A school?
I think they're going to address about 30. I think
Okay.
that's kind of where they're at, what they're going to bring. They may dress more than that for home games. They may dress some more 8th graders and stuff. But I think they're going to bring about 30 with them.
Good deal. Jessica Gant says "Go Rams," so she speaks for a lot of us on the chat there, saying "Go Rams." Randy, you got anything for Coach?
No, just I hope you got to enjoy your family last week, and you got 9 weeks back to back, so I'm sure it's going to be a task, Coach, and we're real proud of you. And still, it's I said it in my own private Facebook. Uh, I still believe in this team, the coaches. In 1 week does not make a season, and let's get after it this week.
Yeah, man, it's a new week. That's what we woke up that Saturday after Friday, and we got back to work. It's over. It's whether you win or lose. I mean, it's over after the game. So because we got plenty of work, and we're in region play now, so now it matters. Every game matters. That goes towards your standings in the region, and trying to get a home field playoff game, and because some of that stuff, if you get, how some of that goes in playoffs. If you're a 3 or 4, and sometimes you get a bad draw, or there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So all this, going forward now, it matters. So we have to be better, and we have to, when we get to Friday, we have to be ready to make plays, and just do everything we have to do in order to win.
Coach, we're not going to keep you very long this week. It was a bye week last week, so no game to talk about this past week. So we'll let you get out here real early where you can go spend time with the family and everything. And we appreciate your time today, and looking forward to seeing what happens Friday night. And I know that, like myself, you're expecting a big crowd out at Ram Stadium come Friday night.
We are. We're just excited to get going, and excited for another chance to play and play out here in great community. And we had a great crowd last week, and we expect another great crowd, and hopefully get that first win of the season and really get some momentum going as we go into Geraldine.
And if I ain't mistaken, I saw the schedule earlier. I don't have it close by, but I think Friday night is Veterans Night as well. So they'll be honoring some of the veterans that are in attendance, I think. So that's something good that Sylvania football has done over the last few years as far as honoring their veterans every chance they get.
Yeah, it is. I think they had a great turnout last year. So anytime we can, some of our veterans, we can just thank them for what they do for us, and really just because they didn't have to do that, and they done that for us to do what we do on Friday nights. So we want to thank them for everything they do, and anytime we can help them out, we're just happy to help them, and show them some recognition for doing that.
Amen, Coach. Amen.
Coach, before we get out here, give some shout outs, and I know you're going to give a shout out to your family, but don't say wife and kids. Call them by their name if you don't care. Just call them, because I know that they'd probably like to hear their name as well.
Yeah, my Aubrey and Grayson, and we a lot of support from them, and having another baby in January. So we're excited at home, and they support me, and the kind of the work that goes into this job. It's a grind, and they it takes a lot, but we're excited, and really everybody. I talk about my family a lot, but it's all these coaches. They have young kids, and we have a younger staff, and they're kind of in the same boat where it's it's just one of them things where it's coaching is hard. It takes a lot. It takes great support at home, and a great family. Whether it's grandparents or who that's willing to help, and because a lot of hours up here, and so I mean, if we're not doing that, then we're falling behind. So, but we're we just want to thank really my family and all our coaches' families for really allowing them and me to do what we do on Friday night. And, I think that's kind of what everybody's in the same boat as I am. Love football and love being around it, and love the guys, in the locker room. And that's kind of why we all do it for us, these relationships we build, and hopefully, get these guys to be great young men one day. And that's the goal that we have, is when they leave us, they're able to go in the world and have families, and be able to keep jobs, and whether going to college or going straight in the workforce. Everybody's kind of different, but everybody can be a great man, great husband, great father. So that's our focus, and we focus on that. And I think we have a great team. We get so caught up in trying to win that sometimes we just have to take a step back, and we really do have great guys in the locker room. And some of that is why we look forward to, we push these guys so hard trying to win on Friday nights, just because how hard they work, and their character, and they got they really do a lot of great things, and we're happy for them, and happy for everybody's families. And hopefully, come next week, we're gonna get a couple of guys on here to get on here and talk. And so we look forward to that. And hopefully we leave out Friday night and first win of the season. And hopefully we start climbing that hill. So
want to go in the region. That's most important.
Yeah, that's Friday's the only thing that matters. And that's what we tell the guys. Friday's the only thing that matters. It's not the week after that. It's not week 8. It's Friday night. 7:00, Holly Pond, and that we're going to be ready to get after it, and ready to get we're just excited to have another chance at it.
One last question, we'll let you go. You mentioned the youth of the coaching staff. Who is actually your oldest coach?
Jeff Jackson. He coaches our offensive line. He's going to be our oldest coach on staff.
You got an age close by, or
36, I believe.
That's a young staff.
I may be off a year or two here and there, but I think
you'll hear about it tomorrow if you are.
Probably. It's in the ballpark though.
So, Coach, we appreciate your time. Go out and get that W come Friday night. We'll see you there at the field, and best of luck. And if we can do anything for you, let us know.
Thank y'all. Go Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. So for Randy Cunningham, this is Howie Chaney, Coach Tanner Nelson. Good night and God bless.